Hey Gina,
Yes,
got a January joke for you.
I'm ready.
What is the best breakfast to eat on the first day back to school so that you can do well in English class?
I don't know.
Synonym rolls.
It's Gina
And Don.
with Focused Healthy Family, and we're kicking off 2024 with some Tuesday tips.
So what's our tip today?
Well, I've decided to start out with some tips from a book entitled Hands-Free Life: 9 Habits for Overcoming Distraction, Living Better and Loving More by Rachel Macy Stafford. And so I thought I would take literal quotes from her book. She has Hands-Free Life Daily Declarations. And so today I will not put that which is urgent in front of that which is important. Today I will look for opportunities staring me in the face with big brown or blue or green eyes. And when I see a chance to love, listen, sing, dance, laugh, or rest, I will seize it. This day could be checked off or it could be lived. I choose to use these hands, this heart, and these eyes to let it live. I find that extra powerful because it's January 1st as we record this for tomorrow. And New Year's, typically people come up with resolutions, things they need to do for the year. It makes me think of the checklist
Yeah.
versus ways to be.
Yeah, that's because I don't like the idea of New Year's resolutions. I think people have a bad connotation of that. They feel pressured by it. They tend. I think we tend to think of it as something they're going to mess up or not make, instead of thinking about the idea of what you're going to be versus what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I've never liked resolutions. I've always kind of like the same with goals in a way. There's a lot of pressure there. I always like to just kind of look at where I want to go, who I want to be. I hadn't thought about that part, but it's a neat
Thinking of
concept.
another way to describe goals, steps on the journey.
Yeah, because they sound so inflexible. And I think it's something that needs to be flexible because, as we've seen in the past year, things change by the minute sometimes, and you have to learn to be able to turn the wheel the other direction and head a different direction sometimes. I think we learned that from buying a house. And
You can have a goal, but your path to get there might look different than what you anticipate.
Yeah. Well, I just mean it being able to, there's nothing wrong with having a goal, but knowing that it can be flexed and it may not come through in the exact way you imagine it to.
We had a goal to get out of debt, and we had no idea it would involve buying a house.
Yeah. It's a good example of it, I mean, we didn't know what we were going to do, how we were going to get there. We imagined, it's about envisioning, though, holding a vision, but knowing that vision can change and shape itself as you go along.
So thinking about this in the context of parenting, paying attention, taking time to acknowledge your child, to listen to them in the moment, to be a sounding board for them. I don't know. I feel like this is something we talk about all the time, and so I'm trying to dig deeper with it.
Maybe it's the thought of challenging yourself as a parent to even question yourself. I always, when I'm talking with parents, a lot of times I'll tell a parent I'll give them an A+ if they're there questioning themselves, if they're there wondering if they're a good parent or wondering if they're messing their child up. I said, well, if you're questioning yourself, then you're thinking about and you're trying to improve yourself. You're trying to do it differently, and I think that's a big plus, I think, for parenting.
I want to step back into this. I will put what is, I will not put what is urgent in front of what is important. So you won't put what is urgent in front of what is important. So that's an interesting one because
Yeah.
what is urgent? If you have a hole in your ceiling and there's water dripping in,
That's urgent, but it's
also very
important.
important.
And, so are they mutually exclusive? Or they,
So what could be urgent and if something else is important?
well, it could be something like having a deal, like I'll use a deal on Amazon. That you have to decide in the next hour or so if something versus having to go to something or your child, like an event of your child, and do I stop and not go to that and do this? The same, because if I don't do it now, I won't. The price is going to go up or whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a good example or not. But
example. Yeah, I'm just thinking in the context of life. I mean, I know I set things aside to visit my dad in the hospital and to help him out and to be there for him. So that was important. It also felt urgent to me.
But also, then I think you countered that with your health, and you're, exhausting yourself.
Very true.
And is that important?
Good point.
I'm not sure.
Realizing what we can do and what we need to step away from. Things to ponder and think about for your new year. So I'd love to hear people's takeaway on urgent versus important. And give all of you an opportunity to stop for a minute. And are you busy checking off your to-do list? Are you able to stop for a moment and be in the moment and be there for a child, partner, another family
Parent.
member, a friend, a parent?
Your older parent or whatever.
So that's our tip for today.
Happy New Year's for 2024. So whenever you're listening to this, hope maybe in the future, this is the time that it's coming to you from 2024, January 1st.